As I blow out the candles on my cake celebrating my 18th year in the fire department, I feel joyous. I'm surrounded by my coworkers who have turned into my family over the years. I feel so proud of myself and all I have accomplished. But it's momentous milestones like this in my life that make me reflect on a different, less pleasant path my life could have taken. In this moment, I think back to a moment when I was 18 years old. I'm just waking up in a lumpy cot with an IV in my arm. As I slowly open my eyes, I hear a nurse say, "Welcome back." I ask her where I am, and she tells me that I'm in the hospital as I had a terrible overdose. I lay there in shock. At that moment, all I can really think about is how my life got to this point. As she was walking out the door, she turned back and just said, "You're lucky to be alive." This moment is one that plays in my head often. So as I celebrate my 18 years of success with all my friends, my mind keeps slipping back to the fact that I really could have wound up dead. My journey to joining the department really began when I was a child. My parents, 11 siblings, and I all relocated to California when I was 13 from Mexico City. We were given a chance to live the American dream, but my absent parents made it very clear that our futures were in our own hands. They could not have cared less what we were doing then or what we were going to do in the future. Having so much freedom as a teen led me down the wrong path. By age 17, I was addicted to drugs and a heavy alcohol abuser. Overcoming that was a giant hurdle in my life. My struggles and internal obstacles turned out to be a blessing. Falling into drugs and alcohol, and specifically my overdose, pushed me to do more with my life than I had ever dreamt of. I am someone who found hope and a future within their career. And I'm not gonna lie, getting to where I am today was not easy, and even being where I am right now is not a walk in the park. The right path is rarely the easy path, and that proves to be very true in my case. I wanted to turn back to my old ways many times when things got hard, but I'm grateful every day that I haven't. As hard of a journey and as long as a path as it was for me to get here, I really am thankful that my career is something that brings me so much joy, because I know that there's a lot of people out there who don't feel the same. I feel thankful every day for those who encouraged me to fight for a better life. When it came to the process of getting clean and joining the department, my older brother was my biggest mentor. Out of all of us kids, he was the one to really get his life together and get on the right track. He had a new wife and a baby, and he knew that he had to give them a better life than the one that we all had as a child. He turned to the fire department to achieve his goals, and he helped me do the same. Getting clean was hard, but not turning around and going back to drugs was brutal. I truly do believe that without my brother and the department, I would have never overcame my addiction, and I probably would have wound up dead. When I first became a part of the department, every loss took a huge toll on me. There was a point in my first year where I really wasn't sure if I was cut out for the job. At that point in my life, all I could think about was how easy it would be to turn back to the drugs. Thankfully, once again, my brother was there to show me the light. He gave me the strength and the knowledge I needed to change my outlook on the hardest aspects of the job. After adopting my brother's look-forward attitude, the next 17 years were more rewarding than ever. Losing civilians and coworkers is always hard, but I wouldn't leave the job for anything. I think everyone's journey has a moment where they receive confirmation that all their hard work had paid off. Mine came in the third year on the job. I went on a call that turned out to be a teenage boy who had overdosed. He was on the brink of death, and we saved him. As I looked into that young man's eyes, I saw myself at age 18. I was reminded of how I not only survived my overdose, but how I thrived from that point on. I was reminded of how that in that moment in my teens, I was pushed from the path of substance abuse to the path of a better future. My job is stressful and hard and tiring, but it's taught me how to be selfless and accountable for my actions. Most people don't understand when I say I truly am thankful for my overdose. But without that moment, I would have never been called to action. I would have never realized that I needed to turn my life around, and I would have never had the push that I needed to become the person I am today. I may not have a conventional success story, but it's mine, and if I could go back and do it all again, I wouldn't change a thing. I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of where I came from. I would never be ashamed to tell people about my drug abuse and how I overcame that. And I've never been more proud than to say I'm part of the LA City Fire Department.